Sera Moon deck. So one Dazzler, one Goose, one Zabu, one Maximus, one Magic, one Storm, one Cosmo, one Super Scroll, one Shang-Chi, one Moon Girl, one Omega Red, and one Sera. So the idea is to Moon Girl, right, and then and copy multiple copies of certain cards like Dazzler, Shang-Chi, Maximus, things like that, right? Even Super Scroll under certain conditions, and then use Sera and Zabu to lower the cost of all the cards, so you can play multiple copies of cards at the end. As you can see, I got Dazzler, Goose, Maximus, which is really good to Moon Girl. That's so that we can lock down 2 lanes with Goose. Alright, but here I'm just going straight to just drop a Goose, and then I'm going to use Moon Girl. Hopefully I get something else like Magic, like right here, you know. So I started thinking like, oh, maybe play that and fill up their hands and slow them down, but it's like, no, it's turn 4. Let's go straight into Moon Girl so I can get the extra Maximus and Dazzlers and Shang-Chi's, right? And then start doing the Zabu, hopefully get Sera, and get the Sera Moon strategy up and running. And if my opponent plays anything big and strong, that's where Shang-Chi comes in to knock down that. Like, for example, that Werewolf by night. If he gets to 10 power, I'll be able to pop him with Shang-Chi. So that'd be nice, right? Right now he's at 8 power. So I got Shang-Chi and the Dazzler. Wasn't able to get an extra copy of Maximus, but that's alright. I'll make do with what I can do. So here, I'm able to put up big numbers. I can go double Dazzler. I was thinking, is there anything else I could play instead? Like a Zabu or something, but it's like, nah. Because Iceman hit Zabu twice, so I can't hit Zabu. So I'll just go straight into Maximus. Now if I draw a scroll or something, then I'll be able to copy my opponent's Zabu. But this is the final turn, so gotta try to put some numbers on board. So I'm trying to figure out where I should put the numbers at. Goose is making it hard for me to put anything in. Now it's just a matter of figuring out where I want to spread out power since it's the final turn. So I want to fill up the center location because that would give more power to Dazzler. So there ain't that many. Since I don't have Zabu in play, I'm not able to get more cards out into play. And you can see Werewolf got strong, but I was able to win because my opponent moved their power over to the other side. So I was able to get that victory. I was able to win the left lane by actually putting so many bots in Infinite. So it makes the game very boring sometimes. But I'm just trying to showcase the decks. So I'm just doing more deck testing once I got to Infinite. It's like there's nothing really to do in Infinite. This one, there's too many bots to actually do anything. So let's speed things up because, like I said, bots are slow. So there's some Zabu. Was able to. It's funny, I played Storm, but then I lost that location. So then I had a Magic. Of course, waiting for my opponent. And then turn 5, I was able to Sera. So the drop She-Girl, I got Sera. I got Moon Girl in my hand, so I'll be able to Sera Moon. So that's always good. So turn 6, I'll be able to move. So turn 7, I have that big play of being able to play everything in my hand, because pretty much everything will be close to. Of course, I can play more stuff now because everything's already cheap because of Zabu and Sera. So just trying to figure out, like, okay, what can I do? Because obviously we know I can kill the She-Hulk with Shang-Chi. Bring out that. So to make sure I win this location, I'm gonna have to Shang-Chi that. So I was able to double the Dazzlers, the Shang-Chis, and the Goose. And then I got the Maximus. Right here, I could potentially play 7 cards, right? So I'm like, So of course I'm gonna hit the She-Hulk. Can't hit that. So like, boom, the She-Hulk. So at least I can win the center location. Now I just gotta hope to win one of the other 2 locations. With all my locations filled up, the Dazzlers are actually putting in, the work. Then I lost some power because of some stuff, and then it's like, oh man. So I ended up tying in one location, but as long as I win, Peak hit us, and then we goosed on that location. I'm gonna magic. So Peak right now is, acted a little bit like Zabu. So I'm point of dropping the blob. So of course the Shang-Chi onto the blob, and then they got Devi Dino. So it's like, copying that effect with Super Scroll would be nice. The thing is that what sucks about copying it with Super Scroll is that if I pop it with a Shang-Chi, I will no longer have that ability, so I'll no longer get that power boost. So it's like a necessary evil. In order for me to gain the power from that, I have to get rid of that. So of course I want to get rid of the blob. I want to get rid of Scar, because these are 2 targets I can obviously get rid of with my double Shang-Chi. So I can Super Scroll. I was like, yeah, because if I put that there, I'll copy Devi Dinosaur and I'll be able to win this location. And this is happening turn 5. I thought this was turn 6 that I was doing this. That makes a big difference. Pay attention to your turns. Because I'm thinking, boom, I'm going to be winning here. I was like, oh no, I don't want to change to the Devi Dino. Because then I will lose the power up that I'm getting. But I was like, well, I can keep copying the Devi in the middle and on the right, so that way I can win the middle and the right. So Shang-Chi that to make sure that I win the middle and the right, and let him win the left. But then he Shang-Chi's. I'm like, okay, well, that was a surprise, since I have Goose there specifically to stop Shang-Chi. How was my opponent able to Shang-Chi? It's because Peak made it a 3 cost. So it's like, that's how he was able to do it. And then here I go with the Shang-Chi, boom. But then there was still a turn. It's like, yeah, I was expecting to just win right there and then. So it's like, oh, okay, now I gotta make some plays. So I'm like, all right, still trying to win the middle and the right. So as long as I'm strong in the middle, I get an extra 3 boost to the right and to the left. But the idea is to win the middle and right, because I need that Devi Dancer over there in order for my scroll to have the power that it has right now. So by keeping that Devi on board, it's what's helping me get a boost of power. But it could also be a problem for me depending on what my opponent does, since he can move 2 of his cards. That's changing up the situation I'm in. So he flips over and stuff, and it's like, and it's funny because like at first it looks like I was winning that location. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna win anyway, and then I end up losing. I'm like, what? It's because the number over here didn't change yet. It didn't add the Vision and the Jeff power up yet. So the math over there was not mathing. But, hey, he was able to turn the game around.